Hello everybody, this is Goofsome Fox coming at you with a match here in the Hizack custom. This is going to be a 550 cost rated match here, and we're going to be on military base, and I am using this suit as part of the May 2024 unit adjustments that happened recently. And yeah, since the Gustav Call, like the Buff Gustav Call video I said I had plans on doing is probably going to be held back by the Psycho Bawu video I'm trying to get done instead, I decided to cover this suit instead, as it is one that I have had on my list for some time, so, yeah, this is going to be that video here. The Hizack custom is a native for 50 cost supports, and it can go all the way up to 550, so this is going to be the level 3 version of the suit here, and it is also a support that I really did like using, especially when it released, and even after that too. I used to use this suit a lot more than I do now, and I will get into my reasonings for that later on into the video. But without further ado, I am going to start going over the buff list here and see what they added or changed about this suit. And as usual, we are going to be starting off with the unit features, where we already have a new skill here, that being anti-jamming level 1. So yeah, the suit does have the anti-jamming skill now, and that will allow it to see stealth suits that either have the level 1 skill of stealth, or will also be able to pick up some of the higher level stealth suits as well. I believe it really is just dependent on how close those suits are to this one for it to pick them up. But usually guaranteed though, if anything has level 1 stealth, the suit will be able to pick it up. Which I feel like for this suit is actually really nifty, because as you can see, this is one of the few suits here where you can use your radar while you are scoped in. So I do think that's going to be handy for this suit here. Especially at 550, I believe this is the same cost that the Bolinoak shows up at. And the Bolinoak also got the ability to go into stealth recently, so that's going to be a partial counter to that there. But if you're using this at its native cost, or at 500 as well, that will also be helpful for spotting suits like the Pixie, or the Black Rider, or I think the Fleet Noct as well, because I think that goes up to 450 at its highest cost. It might be 500, but I think it might be 450 for that one. Point is, you'll be able to spot some stealth suits, which, being a support, I think that is a pretty nifty skill to have. Continuing on here, we have the unit skill. A high performance scope level 3 was increased to level 4. And for the level 3 version of this suit specifically, it did have some changes to its part slots. For the close range slots, they were increased from 6 to 8, mid range was increased from 13 to 15, and long range was increased from 21 to 23. So you do have more part slots to work with the level 3 version, which is always a nice thing to have, because it does give you more options for what parts you can equip. So yeah, pretty good start there. Next we're going to be moving on to the first weapon buff here, that being the Beam Launcher Sniper. That is your primary weapon, and for this the heat rate was reduced from 75% to 70%. The overheat was shortened from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. The focus fire power has been increased, and it says this also applies to upper levels as well. And for the level 2 version, the power was increased from 2,415 to 2,500, and this applies to upper levels as well. So yeah, you do have some increased damage there, and also some reduced heat rates and overheats, which again I think is really good for this suit, as really the charge and whatnot is going to be the main thing. If you're not familiar with how this weapon works, if you do just a normal shot, it will be an instant stun, and if you do a charge shot, it will be a heavy stagger, which is one of the reasons that the Hizack custom is a really good support, because you do have that heavy stagger capability. And then finally looking at the last sub-weapon here, which is actually your only sub-weapon now that I mention it, being the Zaku Machine Gun Custom, or as I just like to call it, the Hizack Machine Gun. I feel like this weapon is more synonymous with the Hizack than any Zaku variation. Really just kind of looks like a Zaku machine gun instead of really being one. But that point across, you do have some increased power for the level 2 version, and for upper levels being enhanced as well. And that is the power being increased from 105 to 120. So again, just some increased damage there, which is again very nice for this suit to be able to do a bit more damage with this suit here. Kind of surprised that counter didn't register there, but either way I'm going to eject from my suit because that is a high mobility form Hazel custom, which is a raid and can do some nasty damage to me. But yep, that is everything there that we have for the units adjustments. And I mentioned that I did want to go over some of the things that I really, why I kind of stopped playing the suit as much as I used to. And I think a part of that is, especially at this cost, like $550, I do, like when I was playing this, because I did get a few other matches with this as well, but when I was playing this, I did find it difficult at times to just, really stay in one place, because I think that's like a suit like this really benefits from able to just being in one good spot. Like I can get up on this building here and I can make use of the range with the beam sniper rifle. And I'm not trying to say like you do want to remain stationary the whole match. Obviously you are going to have to move from point to point, but I do feel like this is a suit that really worked its best when it was able to like camp out in one spot, and as you can see here, just kind of be able to rain down fire with the beam rifle, best I can, try to get heavy staggers for the team, and really just keep my distance. But the issue is I just feel like, I don't know, just using this suit in particular, it just felt like really hard in some matches to really kind of keep to that playstyle of just trying to find a good spot and sticking to it. Mainly because, I would be chased after by the raids, which, I mean, hey, props to the raids, they are doing their job, they are supposed to hunt down the supports, but I don't know, I just feel like with the distance that I should have had with the beam rifle and whatnot, I don't know, I had something about it just felt off to me, so, yeah, it's kind of the reason even comparing it to a suit like the Super Gundam, which is a 550 cost support at its native, that suit as well also has the same benefits of having a beam rifle that can heavy stagger, but the difference with that one is that you do have the sub-weapon missiles that you are capable of boosting with, and then you also have the dummy balloon as well, like the little asteroid-looking balloon that you could use to, draw an enemy away from you if you needed. Hizack Custom really doesn't have that, but I am hoping that it having the anti-jamming skill, I think that's going to be something that really helps this suit a lot, because again, I do think anti-jamming is a good skill for supports to have, especially this one, because again, you can see through the radar when you are scoped in. But yeah, other than that, really don't have too much else to say here, aside from I do think the buffs are nice. Like, I think I don't want it to seem like I'm overhyping kind of like the idea how I said, you can't stay in one place. It really was only a couple matches that I really felt like I was having that issue. Other than that, I do feel like for the most part I was able to do well, and almost 7,000 damage to what I think was either a G04, like the G4, or maybe the G4 booster. We'll see here in a minute which one it was. But yeah, real quick, mission completed. Yeah, that was the G4 booster, and yeah, we'll see how I did here. I didn't beat my rival, unfortunately. There doesn't look like a lot of people actually beat their rival. Actually, no, my rival was a perfect Gundam. But yep, 6th place overall with 1 kill and 1 loss. Not too bad there. I really was more, focused on trying to get heavy staggers in to assist the team. But yeah, really don't want to overhype what I was saying earlier. You can't play stationary supports anymore, because I don't think that's really the case. I still think there are suits like that. It just felt like the Hizack Custom in, specifically this one, that felt like it was lagging behind, but again, I feel like that's more of an issue with the cost of just 550 and above, really just having a lot of mobile suits, and since the Hizack Custom is slower, slower walking speed, slower boost speed, I do feel like that was an issue I was facing. But other than that, I do think the buffs, again, are really good, especially anti-jamming, and especially, what we have for the beam rifle as well, able to do some extra damage, and having less heat rates and a decreased overheat as well. So yeah, pretty good stuff here, and yeah, that's going to be the end of this video here. Comment down below what you think about the buffed Hizack Custom. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.